Hey reseller friends, I'm Erynn, product specialist at Vendoo, and I just went to the thrift store. This is a thrift haul. I spent $100 and I think that I can turn this haul into 1,000 profit by cross-listing with Vendoo. Before I show you what I got, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We publish content all the time, and it's all related to Vendoo product updates, community information, and info on how to scale and grow your resale business. Let's see what I got. So I'm not sure how many pieces I got. I didn't pre-organize this. I'm just going through each piece. So this is my first item. This is a Guinness fedora. I'm going to list this everywhere, but I'm certainly going to have it modeled by both a man and a woman to sell on Depop. I love this piece, definitely academia vibes, and that's the type of piece that I list everywhere that I sell clothing, that it can go, right? So places like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, they get everything. Places like Etsy, Tradesy, Grailed Citizen, they get the places that specialize in the type of piece. The next item is amazing. I wish these were my size. These are mud Y2K chunky little open-toed heeled sandals. Obsessed with these. Y2K is in, it's been in for a while, and I don't think it's going anywhere. This next item I have to get listed very quickly. This is The Office, the TV show, and like an ugly graphic Christmas sweater. I personally don't like that show. Don't come at me. But most people do. And most people, you know, go to Christmas parties. That'll definitely get all the ugly sweater keywords and hashtags. So that'll be a great piece to get listed super quickly because 'tis the season. The next piece I got, I lucked out with a lot of Zara. Well, luck is subjective, but I found a lot of new with tags Zara at the thrift for decent prices. This was all half off the tagged prices, which is why I went so hard. So this is a men's shirt. It has citrus lemon on it. What I love about Zara is it's easy to find stock photos for everything and the style name. And it's a much loved brand, of course, by the people that love it. Another Christmas sweater here. This is actually a kid's vintage Christmas sweater. I love this. It looks like it's around 80s or 90s. It's Argyle, it's festive, it's fun. I got a lot of vintage this trip. This is another vintage item. This is a blouse. It has shoulder pads. It is 80s, American vintage, made in the USA. It has the necktie bow. It's called a pussy bow. Don't love the name, but that's what it's called. So this is one of those pieces, all of my vintage, that will also go on everywhere I commonly list, plus Etsy. Along similar lines is this super cool 80s blouse with these chunky, gaudy gem rhinestones. Love this as well. I found a lot of jeans at the thrift as well. These are 1990s Liz Claiborne high-rise mom jeans in excellent condition. I'm putting the Depop ones, again, on many different platforms, in addition to everywhere, and that's the beauty of Vendoo, is that you can list things everywhere. Here are some modern Levi's, but they're a mom jean, they're dark wash, they're tapered, they're high-rise. This is definitely a great modern find. Next is soft surroundings. This is my first time finding this in the wild, and it was half off of $4.99. So you just can't go wrong with that. That one should fly on Poshmark because that is a top selling brand on Poshmark. Next is this Romans black blouse. I'm always trying to be more size inclusive and have more plus size pieces on my shop and in my closet. So I'm super excited to always find some nice plus size pieces. This is a stunning vintage black dress. It's cap sleeve. It has these big funky gold buttons, and I just love this piece. Next are a couple vintage skirts. This one is 90s Bass Company. This has Major Phoebe Buffet vibes. It's this neutral paisley, and this one's really cool. This one is plaid and super vibrant. So I'm super excited to get these listed. Unfortunately, they're not my size, or I would keep both of them. I'm obsessed with this too. How Y2K is this skirt? It's just a no-name mall brand. I don't even know what that is. But this is major Y2K vibes, hashtag Phoebe Buffet, hashtag boho, hashtag hippie. I have very high expectations for this piece. And all of my Depop listings, all of my modeled pieces, all of my vintage pieces get modeled. So I'm really giving life to the piece by having it styled on a body. Along similar lines is this one. This is super funky, like cottagecore meets Southwestern with embroidered detail. This is the limited. I believe that's their vintage tag or like their early Y2K tag, but I'm gonna do some research before I call it vintage. And it's also more of a tunic than a blouse. This is very, very long. This one was a bad purchase. I was in a rush, so I didn't inspect items as carefully as I should. And this is why you should. So this is Zara. It is new with tags. It is very cute, but I mean, it's damaged. So because I have it, I'm going to attempt to list it. I mean, in theory, if you didn't tuck your shirt into this, that wouldn't matter, but I'm gonna get less than half of what I would if it was actually in good condition. So you always have to look at everything at the thrift store, and I know this, so there's no excuse as to why that happened. But on a happier note, this is gold label vintage Victoria's Secret, and if you haven't seen that tag, this is what it looks like. It's a gold label. This is stunning, and lingerie is so in right now. I mean, lingerie's always been in, right? But it's in for more than just the bedroom. People are wearing lingerie look little slips and camis as shirts out and about, and that's just a trend that's been here for a while, and I don't think it's going anywhere either. Kind of Y2K like. So that piece is amazing. This jacket, I don't know if I love it or hate it. Let me know what you think in the comments. But it's just funky, ugly, and weird enough that it's definitely perfect for Depop and Grailed. Did you know that Grailed allows women's clothing to be listed there now and fashion? So I'm actively cross-listing almost all of my vintage, my streetwear, my athletic wear, and my designer to Grailed, and I've seen some sales so far, which is super encouraging. This is a Prada basic, like dark cognac khaki skirt. It's kind of a basic piece, but you know what? The price was right. So it's nice to have bread and butter items like that because not everything can be a winner. But this is a winner. Look at that Union label. This is Union made, American vintage, Evan Picone. I'm not sure if this belt is original, but it does fit perfectly and it's attached there too, so probably. It's a skirt. It could be worn formally. It could be worn casually. This is an amazing find. Honestly, most things with that Union label are. Next are another, what I'd call bread and butter piece. These are Lou and Gray light wash mom jeans. Yoke jeans. Bread and butter item, excellent condition. I actually ran the comps on this because it's not a brand I regularly pick up. For example, if those were skinny, I wouldn't, right? Skinny jeans aren't going anywhere, but they're not the hottest right now. If we're paying attention to trends, which I only do a little bit, but enough to have picked up those mom jeans because mom jeans are in. Similarly, paper bag jeans, super in. These are Zara slouchy fit paper bag jeans, new with tags. Retails $50. I got them for $7, so I really like these. I try to thrift things that I love, right? I won't leave anything at the store if the price is right, and I know there is a market, but it's so much more encouraging to do all the work that we have to do with items that you actually really like. Like this. This is Zara as well, but just how damn cute is that? I love that little tassel. And it's a little boxy blouse with shoulder pads. Very cute. And only a few more. I could not pass up this stunning Talbot's blazer. I'm a sucker for a blazer that can be worn formally, they can be worn casually. This one's super retro. It's very twee, Regency, all the keywords on my Depop listing, and it's just a versatile piece because it can be marketed differently. Depending on how it's modeled or if it's on a hanger photo, it can give a total different look. Like this could be super like glam rocker, or it could be super, you know, twee formal, and I get all the keywords for occasion. So I love to use keywords based on the way people shop, right? Like workwear, career wear, career chic. So I have very high expectations about that piece. Next are some Paige jeans. They're size 25, which stinks because honestly, when it comes to resale, the tinier the worst because it's a smaller market, but at the same time, there are still very tiny people and they need jeans too. And these are a fairly premium label. They're sold on the RealReal and they're in excellent condition. Next is a leather jacket. And if you ask me what I pick up in the thrift store, no matter what, it's a leather jacket in good condition at the right price. This one happens to be vintage. It's New York Classic Sports. It appears to be 80s and between 80s and 90s, but I will be looking that up. And this is one of those pieces too that gets listed absolutely everywhere. Almost everything, like I said, is listed on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. This will also get listed on Grailed. It will get listed on Depop. It will get listed on Facebook Marketplace, Etsy because it's vintage, and I will probably double list this. I'll have it modeled by both a man and woman, and it will be listed under both categories with clear measurements and a clear disclaimer that it is listed that way, but that the sizing is originally men's or women's. I'm not sure. I actually have to look that up. I love this. This is the perfect example of a piece that would be a tough sell anywhere but Depop or Grailed, right? Because it's very plain, it's very basic, it's just a vintage like mall brand's name, but thankfully those platforms have the brand vintage or the brand American vintage to allow you to get increased exposure to an unrecognized bread and butter vintage brand. And this is where modeling comes into play, because this on a hanger doesn't do very much, right? But this modeled, it's super cute, it's super cropped with some high-rise distressed mom jeans. It's going to be so cute. And my last piece is, because this is a set, love me a set. They're a pain to list. I mean, what isn't a pain to list though? But sets are huge and people love them. This is a 1990s Gianni navy and emerald green plaid skirt set with these chunky ornate buttons. And this is stunning. Just like the leather jacket, that will be listed everywhere. When you use Vendoo, you can literally list on 7 marketplaces in like 3 minutes. There's this simple 2-step process where you enter all of the info once on a general form, the Vendoo form, and then the only things that you have to enter per marketplace are just anything specific to the marketplace, right? Like eBay item specifics or the Poshmark specifics, those Depop style fields. Listing with Vendoo allows me to put all of this stuff everywhere for maximum exposure. And it helps me make sales on platforms that without Vendoo, I would never bother on because they might not be as lucrative as my top performers. So that is my haul. The cost collectively was $100, and I'm super optimistic, especially with some of these high quality vintage pieces, that I can turn this into $1,000 in revenue. Follow along to see the journey of this haul, my 100 to 1,000 challenge. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us for more reseller info. I'll see you next time, reseller friends.